welcome back to my channel. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you. For this tutorial, we are going to be needing our Asooke, but now there is a twist because our Asooke has holes. They call this Asooke Jawu. We are going to be lining it. So this is a taffeta lining, and I've done something. I've gone ahead because taffeta frays, so I've gone ahead to turn it twice. So this is what we have. So for the base, we are going to be needing our Asooke, and not just our Asooke this time around, but also our taffeta or taffeta fabric to line it for the butterfly design on the Asooke. So we'll be needing 4 pieces of fabric of the same measurements. You know that Asooke has a definite breadth, but for the length, this is 20 inches here. This right here is 20 inches. While this here, I think this should be around 7. But whatever Asooke you get, you are going to make use of the breadth. So this is 7 inches. So now, before we go to the design, let's go back to our base. Just like I've said, I've gone ahead to fold it twice for my lining. Now this is what we want to do. This is our front part. This part where you can see thread here is our front part. The first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to be sewing the taffeta down with my Asooke. It is not for any reason. It is just to stabilize the work so that I can handle it better. For this one, I'm going to be sewing these 4 fabrics too. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking them 2-2, and instead of the normal Asooke sewing that you sew on top of each other like so, for this I am going to be doing right side facing each other like so, and I'm going to be running it down. And when I'm done with running it down and also joining this, I'm going to come back and show you guys what to do next. I've gone ahead to sew it down. So now this practically looks like a fabric. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be introducing my mako. I forgot to mention the mako when I was introducing the materials I'll be using. If you have watched my other Zaracap videos, you know what the mako is, so please go and watch it. I think I've uploaded one Zaracap video, one raw silk Zaracap video, so go and check if you don't know what the mako is. So what I just did right now is I looked for the midpoint, that is the middle of this mako, and the measurement of this mako is 15 by 3. For my Asooke Zaracap, that is what I use, 15 by 3. But for my silk or satin, I usually use 18 inches, but for Asooke I use 15. This place is dependent on how high I want the Zaracap to be. So my normal measurement is 3 inches, but there are times that the design can warrant for 2.5, 4 inches. I think 4 inches is the highest I can go. So now what do we want to do? I've also gone ahead to mark out the midpoint of my main fabric, that's the base. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be aligning both the Asooke and also the mako. I'm going to be aligning them, and I'm going to be sewing it down. Now when I'm sewing it down, I'm going to ensure that the allowance I'm leaving here is very small. The allowance I'm leaving here is very small. So I'm just going to go to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew all the way down from one end, from this end to the other, and please, the marking you can see here is fabric marker, so that you're not going to use normal marker if you want to do yours. It's fabric marker, is not normal marker, it's fabric marker. So I'm just going to do that. Go to my sewing machine and sew it down. Don't sew your mako with your Asooke or whatever fabric you are using. So I'll be right back. This is what I have after sewing it. Now this is our inside. This is what the inner part, that you remember that inner part. Now this is the outer part. This is our right side. So what do we want to do now? We are going to be shifting this the seam, this part that we went to sew, we are going to be shifting it to the back. When it comes to this shifting, Asooke is simpler to shift than when you want to shift satin or silk. So now we have shifted, like, let's say like around 1 inch in, and I'm okay with this. If you want to shift it more, that's dependent on you. You can do that, but I'm okay with the shifting that I have here. So now what do I want to do now? I'm going to go back to my sewing machine, and I'm going to be folding it over like so, and sewing it from one end Now when I'm sewing, I'm going to be sewing it in a four corner manner. I'm going to be sewing it, I'm going to be shaping it like the way we shape our turbans. So, and when you want to ensure that this part here, the way it's split like this, is reflecting. Don't sew it straight like this. So it's like this. And for the measurement, I think I forgot to mention the measurement. I'm going to be using 23 inches when I shape it out. Right, what I cut out for the ashoke was 25, but I usually cut out 25 in case, because of the way the nature of ashoke, how it easily frays, it comes off easily. If you see, it's already coming off, so that in case anything happens, I still have a little bit of allowance to work with. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to be measuring out 23 inches for the head circumference. 23 inches divided by 2, that will be 11 and a half, and I'll be sewing it all the way. I've gone ahead to sew it. Can you see what I'm saying? I shaped it out. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trimming out excess fabric. I'm not going to be trimming out too much. You know ashoke, how ashoke can be. So I'm just going to trim out the excess fabric. So now the next thing is finishing this raw edges so it doesn't look like this. You can use either go and use your, is this set jab, what they call it, or you can use your bias tape. I'm thinking of using either my bias tape or this taffeta to turn this part so that it doesn't, see, can you see, it doesn't look good the way it is like this, to turn it. So I'm going to be doing that, and after doing it, just like we normally gather our turban, I'm going to be coming up like 1 inch after the band or half inch, and I'm going to be gathering it round. This is the cap. I've gone ahead to tidy up the inside and also gather it. The main tutorial for today is our butterfly design. And remember when we started this tutorial, just like I said, I've gone ahead to sew it. So I've sewn both the 4, 2 per design. So what do you want to do now? We want to fold it over like this. You can as well fold it, let me use this part well, as you can fold it twice like so. Then this side too, fold it in twice. So when you fold it in twice, you should have something like this. By the time you have something like this, you are going to be going to your sewing machine, and you will run straight stitches all the way from this place down to this part. Do you understand? So fold it in twice. If you are using your normal ashoke, you can fold it in once, but because you are using Jawu, and you know Jawu has holes, so it's advisable you fold it in 2 times. So when you fold it in 2 times on this part, on this other part too, the same thing, and then you align both of them like so. Then you go ahead to your sewing machine and sew everything shut. You're going to be doing it for the 2 pieces of fabric. Now you know they are now 2 because I've joined both together, and when I'm done with that, I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. This is what we have after we have sewn both sides shut for both fabrics. Now what do you want to do? You want to pleat it. Now I don't know if you can see a marking here, just to guide us. We are pleating it from this angle here to this angle. So I'm just going to start, just look at what I'm doing. Just start like this from this angle and continue pushing it against the pleats that you made before. So I'm going to be using my what we marked, at least as a guide, even if it is not accurate, the marking. So at this point, I'm going to push my needle through it, but I'm not going to push it too far out because we are still going to continue pleating. So we've gotten to the end of the first fabric. Just make sure you arrange it well. You may want to prove stubborn, but you are tougher. So I'll just push my needle through everything like so. So after pushing it, the other fabric, I can just use this one to mark it too. Just normally if I want to do it, I don't need to do it, but just for you guys, so that it can be easier for you. So I'm going to just what I did, push it through as well. You are going to continue using the needle that we use. That is the needle you are going to continue using. The needle and thread. This is what we have. You are just going to arrange it well. Can you see? It has formed what we want. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be gathering it well. Can you see? I'm going to be gathering it well. So after gathering it, I'm going to take it in again. I'm going to push it through our plating again. So at this point, I'm going to tie it off. So this is what we have right now. So what we want to do is we are going to be attaching it to our Zaracap, but you can decide to do two things. You decide to put your loop like so, or just leave it like this. Yes, you can just leave it like this and tack it on your Zaracap or whatever. Yeah, for me, I'm using, for I'm using with my Zaracap. You can decide to do whatever. This was what I actually cut out for the loop. This is, I don't know what the length of this is by the breadth. I just cut out a little bit away from our Asooke because the full breadth will be too much. I changed my mind and I eventually put band. So the last thing that I'll be doing for this is we are going to be placing it, because the design is not at the back, the design is right by the side. So we are just going to be attaching our design to our Zaracap. You're just going to look at Zaracap and find the best placement that you want for it. So that's just the last thing that we're going to be doing, and that's just it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on your notification button to have to see more of this kind of tutorials. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.